have a child that I so much.
If you knew you were incapable of loving a child, why did you choose the option of motherhood? You had a plethora of other options. You could have abstained from sex. You could have used the morning after pill or other forms of contraceptives. And then you have an option of using a condom. There is a male version, there's a female version. Why would you skip all this and then choose the option of motherhood only to give birth to a child and you say you your child?
I didn't ask for this child. This child was born out of. I was by a gang of kidnappers. I was kidnapped alongside other passengers of bus along Kogi on my way to the east from Abuja. I was in captivity for 6 days until my family paid a ransom of 8.3 million naira. These men, 8 of them, they took turns on me. They me anally and vaginally. My mom insisted that she's going to raise that child. I mean, I this girl with my whole life. Honestly, I don't even want to see her in the house.
I'm not really concerned about you loving that child. That shouldn't be number one on the list right now. My major concern is your healing. For you to be capable of loving that child, you need to have healed. Is bad on its own. And then the circumstances, under which it happened is not something you would want to relive. Then when you heal, you'll be able to muster up love. Not for the child per se, but for the part of you in that child.
This is Unburdened, where silence breaks and healing begins.
My name is Oma Ndulwe, and I am your host on today's episode of Onboarding. You're welcome to the show. I hope you know that you're here under the condition of anonymity. I just want to reassure you that aside from the mask that you're wearing to conceal your identity, our team of editors are going to tweak your voice. So nobody will be able to demystify who you are. On that note, please feel free, tell us your story. Raw, unfiltered. Don't mince words, don't sugarcoat. Just tell us what your story is. And we hope that your healing would begin from here because like they say, problem shared is half solved. So we believe that you would get your healing through speaking. So before we proceed, I'd love to do an age check so that our viewers will know that I'm not talking to a minor. Please tell us, how old are you?
I'm 21 years old.
Our guest today is a 21-year-old girl. Please journey with us as she tells us her story.
I have a child that I so much.
You your child.
Yes, I do.
I mean, your biological child.
Yes, she's my biological child.
How old is she?
She will be 5 this year, August.
If you knew you were incapable of loving a child, why did you choose the option of motherhood? You had a plethora of other options. You could have abstained from sex. You could have used the morning after pill or other forms of contraceptives. And then you have an option of using a condom. There is a male version, there's a female version. Why would you skip all this and then choose the option of motherhood only to give birth to a child and you say you your child?
I didn't ask for this child.
If you are within a childbearing age and you have sex, you are invariably asking for a child.
This child was born out of.
Oh. You were
Yes, I was by a gang of kidnappers.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Please, can you tell us how it happened?
I was alongside other passengers of bus along Kogi on my way to the east from Abuja. I was in captivity for 6 days until my family paid a ransom of 8.3 million naira. These men, 8 of them, they took turns on me. They me anally and vaginally. In fact, my brother who was kidnapped alongside me was shot in the chest before me.
How old was your brother?
My brother was 18.
Your elder brother?
Yes.
So, the time you were how old were you?
I was 16 years old and I was a virgin.
My God. You say your brother was shot?
Yes, he was shot.
I've heard very sad stories in this podcast studio, but this takes the lead. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Nobody deserves to go through this. 16 years old, kidnapped alongside other passengers, detained in the bush for how many days?
6 days.
6 days, brutally, vaginally, anally. This is terrible. I am so sorry. And then you lost your brother to these kidnappers.
Yes, I did.
When you came out of captivity, did you tell anyone you were?
Yes, I did tell my mom. But the whole family were overwhelmed with my brother's death. We were all mourning. So we got carried away, especially my mom, having lost her first son. She got carried away. And before we could realize what's happening, I'm already 4 months gone.
Oh my God. 4 months. She could have still terminated the pregnancy. She didn't try. I mean, you were 16. It wasn't your decision to take, but didn't your mother consider terminating that pregnancy as an option, considering the circumstances surrounding the conception?
We went to several hospitals. We met different doctors. But they said that I was more than 4 months gone. And again, I was 16. So the possibility or the chances of me coming out alive was very slim.
I am deeply sorry. I am sorry Nigeria happened to you in such a manner. I don't even know what to say. I'm stunned. Now, when this child was born, it's understandable if you can't, love her, especially considering the circumstances surrounding how she was born. And then your mom tried to terminate and it had gone past the time termination was possible. Didn't you people also consider taking that child to an orphanage home?
My mom insisted that she's going to raise that child. I hate this girl with my whole life. Honestly, I don't even want to see her in the house. My mom just made that decision on her own. Because left for me, I just don't want to see her.
I understand how you feel. And I am so sorry this had to happen. I don't think what you feel for that child is hate. I think you're overwhelmed by emotions, especially considering that you were raped. I'm not really concerned about you loving that child. That shouldn't that shouldn't be number one on the list right now. My major concern is your healing For you to be capable of loving that child, you need to have healed. Is bad on its own. And then the circumstances, under which it happened is not something you would want to relive. And then this child happens to be a constant reminder of the trauma you had to go through. So this is displaced trauma. Like I said, I'm not concerned about you loving this child at this juncture of your life. What I am concerned about is your healing. You need to walk through this path of healing. You need to see a therapist. You need to be in a safe space. You need help, support groups even. Then when you heal, you'll be able to muster up love, not for the child per se, but for the part of you in that child. I'm not a trauma-informed therapist, but I want you to see one. All bills on my team and I. Have you seen a therapist before?
No, I haven't.
Would you want to see one? Because you need to see a therapist, a trauma-informed therapist, someone who can hold you by the hands and help you walk through the healing path. It will take years. It will take a lot of effort. It will take consistency. It will take years. But I am rest assured that you will heal in the long run. So before we start talking about you loving that child, I want to make sure that you go through the right process. And that is by seeing a therapist. Would you be willing to see one?
Maybe. I guess so.
Please, you will need to see a therapist. All bills on me and my team. And then if it's possible, stop staying around that child for now, especially considering your emotional disposition towards her, so you don't cause her harm. Remember, it's not also her fault. She's a victim as much as you are a victim. Please, if you have other relations you can stay with, if you have friends who are reliable, who will not remind you of your hurts that you can live with for now until you're in a good place, then you can begin to find a way to, build a bond with that child. Is it possible?
I guess so.
But I want to beg you, however you feel, I want you to remember that that child is a victim as much as you are. She didn't ask to be born. You didn't also ask to be raped. So please, walk with us. You need a therapist. You need to go through therapy so you can heal. What you went through is so traumatic. I don't even know how to say it. I am sorry you had to go through this. And I thank you for the courage to share. Thank you so much. We'll make arrangements so you can start your therapy session immediately.
I am free.